Hey everybody, welcome to Drew in the Moment. Welcome to my channel if you're new to the channel. Hopefully you consider subscribing or maybe at least, checking out some of my other videos. But yeah, so today we're gonna make some apple rings, some cinnamon and sugar apple rings. Because why not deep fry some apples, right? But yeah, let's get down to the ingredients and see what those consist of. But let's not forget, the #1 ingredient for me to start is my coffee. I gotta have my coffee. But yeah, let's check out those ingredients right now. All right, so what you need for ingredients are 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 4 large apples, 1 large egg beaten, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay, so to get started, what we want to do is we want to heat up our oil, whether you have an actual fryer or you're using a pan to deep fry in. It's going to be 350 degrees, so I got that started. And then while that's heating up, we're going to do the rest of the recipe. And by the time we get done that should be ready to go. But I'll start off showing you guys how to cut the apples and prepare them so we have our apple rings. So I'll show you that right now. So to make your apple rings, you're going to have to cut about roughly 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 inch, depending on the thickness you really want. I go about there. And then to make the ring, I use a little shot glass here. Pop it out, and there's your ring. All right, so we are gonna take all of our dry ingredients right now, and we're gonna mix it up in this bowl. And then after that, we're gonna mix all our wet ingredients, and then we're gonna combine the two. So let's start doing that right now. All right, so we're gonna take our flour, our sugar, cinnamon, gotta have the salt, and last but not least, the baking powder. Let's just mix these up real good. And now we'll set this aside and mix up our wet ingredients. All right, so now we're going to take our buttermilk and then our 1 egg that's already been beaten. And then give this a good mix. So now we are going to mix our dry ingredients in with the wet. I do a little bit at a time. Okay, so here's the batter for us to dip our apple rings into and then get them into the fryer. So let's do that right now. All right, so the time has come. We're gonna dip these apple rings. We're gonna do 2 at a time, just because for room, for space inside of the fryer. But we're gonna dip these 2 into the batter, and I use tongs. Try to coat these up as well as you can, and then once you get it coated, you try to get off some of the excess, because you don't want too much there or it'll just burn on. So we're going to toss this guy in the oil. And it only takes probably, I believe it's about 2 minutes each side, maybe a little less depending on how thick you cut your apples. And this is about what you're looking for. And after this, you can either put it on a paper towel to have the oil drain off, or something like this that I actually bought at the dollar store. Works really well, just like a little screen. And then after these are cooled down a little bit, we will dip them in the cinnamon and sugar. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to add a little bit of ice cream to this, because my goodness, it'll be like an apple pie with vanilla ice cream. Can't beat that. All right, so they've cooled down for like a minute or two, and you just take them, put a little cinnamon sugar on these bad boys, and there you go, just like that. There's your apple rings. All right, so we got it done. And this is our beautiful finished product. I took mine, I had to put a little ice cream on it because I love ice cream and apple pie. So it's kind of like the vibe going on here, but these are great, fun, easy snacks to make. And if you're an apple lover like me, you will absolutely love these little apple rings. They're super good. And it makes you feel like you're eating a donut, but you can feel good about it because it's an apple, you know, so you're getting your fruit, like the doctors say, you know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I don't know if it really applies to this, but all right, here we go. It really is like apple pie. Super good. Yeah, but this is such a great, fun little treat to make. So if you're an apple lover like myself, I think you might like these. Yeah, so that's going to do it. Hopefully this is helpful and you guys can try it out on your own. But let me know if you guys try it and how it turns out for you. But until we see you next time, guys, remember, it's only one way to live. It's in a moment.